I know that my life has changed a lot over the past decade. Granted, I was 7 when the decade started. My biggest worry then was probably something simple, like whether I had the right color crayons. Now I've got college looming on the horizon, and things are so different. Although a lot of that is probably just from growing up, I know that all of the changes we have experienced have had some impact as well. My life is far more complex than I would ever have thought it would be a decade ago. Over the past decade, virtually everything about our lives has changed. These changes have added a new level of complexity to our lives. Yes, many of them have also made life easier, no doubt about that. I know that while it has become easier for me to do many things, my life has become more complex as well. All of us lead busy lives. We are involved in sports, clubs, and still have schoolwork and social lives. There are numerous things that go on around us each day. We spend a lot of time multitasking, going on Facebook and watching TV, or texting while doing homework. That all adds up to a pretty complex life. There are many things which have added to the complexity existing in society. Take the internet for example. It makes finding information, connecting with friends, and many other tasks far more manageable. I mean, if you want to find the name of a song you heard, then all you have to do is Google a line. That massive amount of information available to us, however, has added to the complexity in life. The internet itself is a far more complex place than it was a decade ago. When you Google a term, you will often get thousands, if not millions, of results, many of which are completely unrelated to what you want. That is just one example of the new complexity existing in life. Another thing which has increased complexity is social networking. On Facebook, people can connect with their friends anywhere. It sure does make it a lot easier, but it also makes it more complex. Millions of people are on social networks, which means that a lot of material is exchanged. There are many ways now that personal information can become available online. Once that information is out there, it is possible for anyone to see it if they look hard enough, or sometimes not that hard. We've all heard the stories about people getting rejected from colleges or jobs because of a stupid picture they, or their friends, posted online. That is certainly something people did not have to worry about at the beginning of the decade. We have to watch what goes online, a task that makes our lives more complex. Society in general has gotten more complex over the past decade as well. Every year, new artists and bands shoot up to widespread popularity out of complete ignominy. New books, movies, and video games are constantly being released as well. All of this gives people more to look at and do with the same amount of time they have always had. In the United States, there are no longer any majorities. Less than 50% of the people in the country are white. So while Barack Obama is the first minority president to be elected, the next president will also be a minority. No religion is favored by a majority of Americans anymore. These show how the United States is becoming even more of a complex mixing pot than it already was. With all of the new technology that is being developed, it is becoming easier for countries to work together. While trade between countries was prevalent a decade ago, it was not at the level it is today. It is normal for companies in one country to exchange ideas or do business with companies in another country. The multitudes of language and types of money make this more complicated. Overall, the world is becoming more and more complex. Over the past decade, much has changed, most of it for the better. These changes have occurred at all levels of society, personal, national, and global. Things have become far easier because of them. I don't know how I would function without some of these things. At the same time, life has greatly increased in complexity because of everything we now have at our disposal.